So next is support, and what skills does he have? So first of all, it's health, and that's the same as for soldier. It increases the health and health regeneration. Uh, for me, it seems quite situational and mostly beneficial only in the beginning of the game, because later in the game you rely mostly on armor and shields. So maybe a skill point in the beginning could help. Weapon specialist. It's it's always a great skill to have. Uh, Depends on what you want to do, and if you have any preferences uh, for other skills over this one. But it's always a good one to have, and it shouldn't be the last one you fill up. Uh, Pack mule is always necessary, but it's mostly towards more mid and late game, because that's when you have all the gadgets available. And at the beginning it could be only situational, for example, to take a 1 point or something to to get an extra item uh, for the support. But overall it's a good skill. The world scan, uh, it depends. I don't find this skill that much useful. For example, uh, I didn't use much the function of buying information. If you use that a lot, then it can save you a bit of money, but otherwise it's not that useful. And the scan radius can be useful, but you can definitely go without it, and it won't change your situation that much. Uh, it could be different if this skill was made different. For example, if your actual vision would increase, then it would be a lot better. But otherwise, it doesn't impact your gameplay that much. Field medic can be very useful. It's, in my opinion, it's mostly in the early to mid game, when you don't have that much shields and armor yet. But a few points in field medic can really help you. For example, to get out of dangerous situations, that few extra regeneration can help. And also, if you successfully run away, you're still inside, for example, a military complex, you can still regenerate your health quite quickly with this, and then go again. You don't have to run totally outside and to back to your spawn beacon. So a few points at the beginning of game can be very useful. Mark target is one of the most useful skills. It's the only drawback of this is that since when you try to use it, uh, any action you do afterwards disables the mark target. If you, for example, if you use mark target on an enemy and then use the whole squad to attack it, uh, and if the support character is selected as well, then this cancels the previous order. So ideally you should first order them to attack, and afterwards mark the target. uh, this can be very useful in especially in early game. uh, it's similar to rage, but it's uh, it's less powerful. but still good to use. Next is Stims. Uh, it This is probably the best skill the support class has. At level 4, it significantly reduce the speed of everything, and your units do everything faster, better, and so all around it's very good to have it. But of course at level 4 the slowdown is very low. It's only 10% of the normal rate, so it can be very long to actually do a battle this way. But if you are in a dangerous situation where first of all you can't manually do everything uh, in real time, because your reaction can't deal with everything, and of course also if your agents perform better as well, their stats improve, so it's also a big benefit. And lastly, it's leadership. It's a very good skill to have. It doesn't depend that much whether you should take it early, mid, or late game. It it will benefit always, but as long as you use your abilities and skills. So if you don't really use your skills, then it doesn't change your game that much, uh, because other than skills you only use energy for sprinting. So okay, it for sprinting it influences as well, but it's mostly very useful if you actually use your skills a lot and you need that energy. For example, if you use the infiltrator to melee units, uh, it takes a lot of energy, so extra cooldown and extra max energy is very useful for him. Okay, so that's it for the support. Thanks.